Ever wondered if your advertising dollar is really working for you? If your ad would have been here, you and more than 4 million people would be listening to it right now. Contact ads at xzoneradiotv.com.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide toll-free 800-610-7035. Email xzone at xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV. And our main website, where you can listen to the X-Zone 724-365 at www.xzoneradiotv.com. I hope everyone had a great weekend. The weather here in Hamilton was beautiful. Today was rather muggy, 87 degrees outside with high humidity, and it seems that you just can't stay cool. But you know, there's a lot of great things in the news today, including Stephen Hawking launches a $135 million search for aliens. And we were able to get a clip of Mr. Hawking's, and this is what he said.
It's time to commit to finding the answer to search for life beyond Earth. The breakthrough initiatives are making that commitment. We are alive, we are intelligent, we must know.
The scope of our search will be unprecedented. 1 million nearby stars, the galactic center, the entire plane of the Milky Way, and 100 nearby galaxies.
We believe that life arose spontaneously on Earth.
All right,
so in an infinite universe, there must be other occurrences of life. Somewhere in the cosmos, perhaps, intelligent life may be watching these lights of ours, aware of what they mean. Or do our lights wander a lifeless cosmos?
There you've got Stephen Hawking's talking about his launching of a $135 million search for aliens. Joining me now is Corey Kay, who knows all about all that is high-tech. We asked Corey to come on the show to join us because Corey's also had a very deep interest in extraterrestrial space travel, and as one of the producers for the X-Zone radio show over the many years, you know, he's been at the forefront of what we've been talking about. And Corey, first of all, thanks very much for joining us, pal. And what's your take on this $135 million search for aliens?
This is pretty exciting. I'm not 100% sure that $135 million is even going to be enough, but it's exciting, and I am almost willing to go out and say that if we do find some sort of evidence of life in this massive search, that we might even be able to say that we could be the most advanced species, communication-wise and travel-wise, of any that we know about in the nearer parts of our galaxy.
That is so true, Corey. But with SETI having no luck, with other scientific exploration not having any luck when it comes to finding ET, what is Stephen Hawking going to do different that would increase the odds, the chances of someone finally answering that age-old problem, are we alone?
You know, it's kind of scary. He is saying that he has more advanced computers than they ever used and all of that, but I'd be willing to bet that over the years and decades that at least that much has been spent by private individuals and organizations, and we've come up with donuts so far.
Yeah, when it comes to the advanced computers, do we have any idea, Corey, on how it's going to be done? How Stephen plans on conducting this $135 million search?
There was a hint earlier today from an Australian newspaper where they said they were going to use the same technology that you find in video cards, which makes me think that they're going to have GPU-powered computers running on this, and the Bitcoin miners and a lot of professional organizations that are hacking, criminal organizations that are hacking out there, they have series of computers where you just chain video card after video card together, because a lot of video cards have advanced memory and just advanced capabilities over regular RAM chips in some cases. So
sure,
we got that early hint that video cards may be the answer.
You know what I found rather strange? Why? Well, not strange, but where is Stephen Hawking going to actually do this search for extraterrestrials from?
So far, I haven't heard anything concrete. You would think that they would entrust it to a university, but this is a multinational effort. So at the end of the day, it could be located at the UN, something like that. But my personal feeling, just based on the information I've seen so far, is it's going to be linked to a university that's tied to Hawking.
I see. So are we looking at is he expecting to find something overnight, or is he looking at a long-term search? And like you said, $135 million for a long-term search doesn't seem nearly enough.
It doesn't. I think the money's going to dry up pretty fast, and will that be enough time? I'm a little bit skeptical, but it might be exciting to see the results. We'll see.
Exonation Corey K is our special guest of this hour, www.exonetechzone.com. We're talking about Stephen Hawking, who launched a $135 million search for aliens. Maybe he should join up with Donald Trump. Apparently Donald Trump knows where all the aliens are. They're crossing the border from Mexico into the United States.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, something else this weekend. Was it this weekend that the space probe actually passed Pluto?
Yeah, that was quite exciting. I know there were a lot of people watching it at work, gathered around the television sets. It's pretty exciting news, but now that it's passed, people are wondering what's next, and maybe this effort by Hawking and the international community, maybe that will take up our focus for the next few weeks or months. We'll see.
Yeah, it's rather ironic, because now the planetary scientists are saying that the Astronomical Society had no business declassifying a planet, and we may see Pluto be reinstated as a planet of the solar system.
Yeah, it definitely upset my worldview to hear that it may not be a planet. It was kind of illustrative, but it looks like they might say, hey, we're going to say it's a planet after all.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Corey. We just had a little bit of a glitch there. So between Pluto, between the search for extraterrestrials, You know what I found to be very satisfying? I am so happy that NASA was able to pull this off. You know, it showed that we humans do not require reverse engineering. Oh, wait a minute. If there was a crashed alien craft, and if there was reversed engineering, would it have taken nearly 10 years for the spacecraft to get past Pluto? No.
Yeah, it's but at the same time, no one has been able to reach us that fast. So if there is somebody out there, it could be they're so far away that they haven't been able to reach us, or maybe they are just a different form of life that doesn't even consider building spacecraft. So we will, I guess, the future will tell.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's just like with SETI, when we've had with Seth Shostak on from SETI. How do we know that extraterrestrials would even be using the same kind of wavelength carrier that we use here on Earth in order for them to pick up a signal?
Exactly. They may be using frequencies that we haven't even conceived of.
Exactly. Plus, we don't know even if they have the ability to transmit using radio waves. Maybe radio waves don't even exist in their way of living, their way of communicating. How do we know anybody's out there?
And I think there are at least a few people over the decades that have explored alternative communication means, and they have developed different devices that claim to receive signals from basically non-radio frequencies.
Right.
And so far, they haven't uncovered much of anything.
It is rather ironic. When we look at the entire space scenario, getting past Pluto, undoubtedly a great feat. Hats off to the people at NASA. Job well done. When you think of the size of that spacecraft and the distance it's traveled and what they had to do to accomplish this, like, man alive, this is one giant step for mankind. You know, like landing on the moon was one thing. But getting that far in space and having to maintain control, communication, and the data flow back and forth, like, wow.
That was the part that surprised me, to traverse all of those distances and to actually have a signal sent there and received back with maybe, I can't remember if it was 3-minute or 3-hour delay, but regardless of the case, very short delay, and you're traveling these massive distances. And meanwhile, here on Earth, some companies, when they're setting up their networks, 100 meters is about all that they can afford without adding on special devices to amplify that signal. So that blows my mind that the signals can actually travel that far.
And then you have other networks who don't know when to log off on time.
Yeah, true that.
This feat that NASA accomplished, getting out that far into space, maintaining the command and control of the spacecraft, it was about 1,000 pounds in total weight. That used plutonium in order to propel itself because it had to go so fast. They used a slingshot effect around Jupiter to get 20% more speed. Like, man, this is great. Now, you know how I think about the space industry, Corey.
Yeah.
But when I see something like this, it's like, wow.
It is. It shows us what we can accomplish, and I'm probably going to offend a lot of people out there when I say this, but I'm just passing along a message I heard a long time ago. But there was a meeting once of the American Atheist Association, and I was talking to them, and somebody who was a youth pastor at a church, they were saying, well, why hasn't man accomplished this and accomplished that? And and man couldn't recreate an entire world in 7 days. And you know what they said? They said, give us equal time.
Well, you know what? It takes time.
It does.
You know, the events that were depicted in the Bible, I don't think they happened overnight. I don't think it was 7 days. I think it was a lot longer than that, but I think in order to have some semblance of creation and some semblance of time, that Moses, who wrote the book of Genesis, used what we knew, a day and a night, in order to give some semblance of the order in which creation took place. That's if you believe in the Bible. And if you're a creationist, well, even they agree that it took time to do that. Nothing happens overnight.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey, you and I have to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Exo Nation, Corey Kay is our special guest this hour. www.xzonetechzone.com, and Corey and I will be back as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. If you'd like to give a call, 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, on all social media sites, X Zone Radio TV. And of course, you can listen to the X Zone 724 365 at www.xzoneradiotv.com. My name is Rob McConnell. Corey Kay is our special guest. We'll both be back on the other side of this break. Don't go away.
Wouldn't you love to know the secret to everything? Well then, meet Dr. Kimberly McGeorge and her cutting-edge breakthrough knowledge that combines science with possibility. Dr. Kimberly brings real-life answers and healing to those open to alternative solutions. She teaches solution-based programs and classes that will change all areas of your life forever. Specializing in conscious creation, intuitive readings, and energy medicine, you can rapidly shift health, relationships, business, and money and abundance challenges quickly. Receive her best-selling book, Secret to Everything, at no cost by going to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone. That's right, transformation can start now. Just go to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone and receive Dr. Kimberly's book for free.
Do you think you have energy problems in your home? Do you feel better when you're away than when you're home? Joey Korn is a global leader in the world of dowsing who specializes in personal energy clearing and space clearing. He can help you create an ideal energy environment in your home no matter where you live in the world. Learn about his remote spiritual house cleaning services and much more at www.dowsers.com. You can get Joey's book, Dowsing, A Path to Enlightenment, as well as other dowsing books and tools, Kabbalah books, and Walter Russell books. Joey's work is really amazing. Go to dowsers.com right now. That's DOWSERS.com, or call 1-877-DOWSING. That's 1-877-369-7464. Fartlets, fartlings, pongies, and honkers. They have so many names, makes you go bonkers. Rear tempest, butt bubbles, bottom burps, all aside. Why does it smell like a little rat died? Hail the fart, whenever, wherever, whoever. Its existence actually enriches our lives because it gives us those unforgettable moments that we can all recall again and again that are always good for yet another laugh. A new expose on farting. Get your copy of The Endearing Fart by Eileen Dover at www.theendearingfart.com. If you enjoy reading a good mystery with a touch of the paranormal, then you'll love From Out of the Woodwork by William S. Peckham. Sean Kennedy, a Toronto contractor, buys derelict houses, guts them, and turns them into multi-family dwellings. When Sean buys 29 Livery Lane, a century house in ruins, and starts the renovation, the house fights back. He is visited by ghosts of owners past. His visions are triggered by touching an oak mantle, reading a faded letter, opening an old locket, or opening a brand new casket in the basement. These visions will take you on a trip across southern Ontario from Niagara Falls to Toronto to Kingston. From Out of the Woodwork is now available in paperback and on your favorite electronic reader. To order your copy of From Out of the Woodwork, go to www.williamspeckham.com. That's www.williamspeckham.com. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifeology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Ever wondered if your advertising dollar is really working for you? If your ad would have been here, you and more than 4 million people would be listening to it right now. Contact ads at xzoneradiotv.com. Welcome to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you live and around the world on the X Zone Broadcast Network. www.xzoneradiotv.com is where you can listen to our feed. My guest this hour, the one and only Corey K. And Corey can be reached at xzonetechzone.com. Corey, since you and I last talked, my friend, which was last week, I have got news that I want to share with you and the X Zone Nation.
I'm ready for it.
All right. You know Michael Horn?
Yes.
He talks about the Billy Meyer case. We've had Michael on the show a number of times. He was on the X Zone TV show. Now, you know Stanton Friedman.
Yes.
Stanton Friedman on the show many times, and he was also on the X Zone TV show for the first time in history.
Ooh.
Right here on the X Zone radio show, exclusively on the X Zone Broadcast Network, a debate between Michael Horn and Stanton Friedman on the Billy Meyer case.
Whoa.
Never done before. Michael has agreed. Stanton has agreed. We're looking at a date in September. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Oh, that's going to be big.
Plus, it's a 2-hour debate.
Oh, yeah.
Because this topic with these two icons in the world of ufology deserve that. And if I think they need 3 hours, guess what? They're going to get 3 hours.
Oh, right on.
So, Corey, because you are my closest buddy, we've gone through a lot together, pal. I thought I should only break this news while you were on the show with us tonight.
Oh, I appreciate it. This is big. This is going to be a very big show.
It is, and it's going to be exclusive on the X Zone Broadcast Network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do more of this, Corey. We're going to start really digging. I have a lieutenant general coming on the show in the next couple of weeks who is in charge of the Delta Forces, in charge of the Green Berets, who was right up there under the Secretary of Defense, who's going to talk to us about UFOs on the record.
Whoa.
I'm not going to say if it's pro-UFO or con-UFO.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, he is going on the record. We have a lieutenant colonel from the U.S. Marine Corps that is coming on to talk to us about all these allegations that have been made against the armed forces about the government suppressing the information, that the armed forces are part of the conspiracy to cover up the truth. People are really getting tired about all these allegations and no one taking the initiative to call both parties and say, all right, here, you want a platform? We'll give it to you.
Let's see who's telling the truth.
Exactly, my friend. We're going to get to the bottom of it one way or another. People say, well, why do you want to do this? Because for 20 some odd years, I have heard nothing but people say the governments of the world are perpetrating a conspiracy. I've had the Deputy Prime Minister and the former Minister of Defense for Canada on the show saying that UFOs are real, but he never said anything until he was out of office. Why not? He cannot give one document to prove that while he was in office, anything was ever said about UFOs in Canada. Why now?
Highly suspicious.
Exactly. And I want to talk to these astronauts who say they've seen stuff. Has anybody ever said, are you guys willing to take a lie detector test? The only person I know that has ever taken a lie detector test and passed is Travis Walton.
Man.
It's not that I don't want to be a believer. I want to be a believer. But I want proof. That's all I'm asking for. And Corey, am I asking for too much?
You're not asking for too much at all. And let's see that evidence. And I think if they really believe what they're saying, they will welcome this kind of dialogue, and they'll welcome the people who are possibly going to refute their claims, and they'll have an answer for them.
Yeah, and we've had Grant Cameron on the show, and Grant is a great proponent that it's a conspiracy, it's a cover-up. There's 80 or 60 to 80 different types of alien creatures from other planets walking on the Earth, and Len Kasten talking about the planet Serpo and how 12 or 14, or I forget the amount of military astronauts that went to this other planet and they came back. And like I've said many times, if President Clinton cannot have a presidential affair in the most secure building in the free world, how in the name of God are you going to hide 3 dead aliens and a crashed UFO?
Exactly. And even though they didn't formally admit it until very recently, people knew about Area 51 for years and years. So it was a secret, but it wasn't that much of a secret.
That's right. And Area 54 is where they did the final testing of the F-117 Stealth.
Yeah.
So no wonder you had all these wackos around Area 51. They're seeing lights in the sky, all these strange maneuvers, and they're getting no return on the Doppler radar systems that they were renting.
Yeah.
Stealth aircraft, for goodness sake. And why was it tested at night? Well, because the military didn't want everybody to see, including spy satellites, what was going on.
Exactly.
What is your take? What is your take on UFOs and the entire government conspiracy, Corey? I don't think I've ever asked you for your viewpoint.
Well, I guess it's plausible to me that they would want to prevent a panic, but at this point, there are so many shocking things that we've heard and seen over the years that I think that we are ready to hear the news. It's hard for me to see what the value would be in covering it up, and the fact that officials from governments all over the world have claimed to see something and they have a part of the story. First of all, I don't think these are credible spokespeople, and for all of those governments to be hiding all of those things for all of these years, it just doesn't seem credible to me. And what I have seen is as they declassify decades-old programs, we're seeing that there was some sort of logical explanation whether it was U-2 testing
Yeah.
or F-17 fighters. We even if it's not one-to-one, we're actually seeing possible explanations for why somebody saw something on a specific day. So they're not always completely unexplained phenomenon. I think there possibly is a life form out there, whether they can conceive of things like we do, if they have the same kind of consciousness that we do or speak. Possibly not. If they do, either we don't have the technology to reach them yet, or they don't have the technology to reach us. But I think there is at least some form of life that either exists now or has in the past existed. The universe is a big place, but I don't know if $135 million in a few months is going to be enough time to discover it.
I agree with you, old friend. Exo Nation, my name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. We're coming to you live and around the world on the X Zone Broadcast Network. Corey K is my special guest. www.xzonetechzone.com. Corey, it's Monday, and what we usually do at this time is our horoscopes for the week.
I'm ready.
Yeah, little baby Fuffy had to go to summer school, so she'll be back next week during the horoscope. So until then, let's do them, Corey. Let me see. Aries, March 21st, April 20th. You may feel like socializing, cooperative, harmonious, personal and professional relationships are very important to you at this time. Your lucky numbers are 3, 6, 9, 18, 19, and 36. For Taurus, April 21st to 21. That's what I am, Corey. Joint financial affairs could now flow more smoothly and gradually bring an end to delays. It'll enhance your intuitive insight by showing a new perspective. Yeah, right. Lucky numbers 7, 10, 12, 13, 15, 42. Gemini, May 22nd to June 21st. Doing a little more research will help you with financing. Let me see. Use your ingenuity to find the perfect fit for your wallet, too. Lucky numbers 7, 9, 12, 13, 15, and 42. Cancer. Social events may put you in touch with the people who become your friends. Your shared goals and interests could give rise to ambitious plans. Lucky numbers 1, 3, 8, 13, 24, 42. What's your sign, Corey?
Sagittarius.
All right, we got a little few to go then. Leo, July 24 to August 23. Love and romance could be first and foremost on your agenda. If you've been together for a while, talk of commitment or a wedding. Lucky numbers 1, 4, 5, 29, 31, and 42. Virgo, August 24th to September 23rd. A festive event could take place with lighthearted banter and discussions of old stories. Love may blossom and bring you and others together. Lucky numbers 3, 19, 21, 22, 37, and 45. Libra, September 24th to October 23rd. It's possible to work out family matters harmoniously. You may enjoy researching new avenues to better health and inspire others. Lucky numbers 15, 17, 18, 27, 36, and 46. Scorpio, October the 24th to November 22nd. Your finances may seem good. You might want to turn your energy towards improving your living space and deciding to do something like redecorating. Your lucky numbers are 3, 5, 6, 11, 24, and 27. Here you go, Corey. Sagittarius, November 23rd to December 21st. Focus on a subject in which you have an intense interest. Friends who share this interest could provide you with some interesting discussions. Lucky numbers for you, Corey: 11, 14, 24, 26, 28, and 45. Capricorn, December 22nd to January the 20th. Your insight and vision could give rise to some success. Your intellect and imagination may seem high. Work creatively on your own to gain that important project. Lucky numbers 3, 6, 8, 18, 40, 43. Aquarius, January 21 to February 19. Media could provide excellent and exciting facts that will reinforce your own convictions. Your intuitive abilities might blend well with the ideas of others for the future. Your lucky numbers: 12, 28, 35, 36, 46, and 47. And finally, for Pisces, February the 20th to March the 20th, a new love could come your way. At first, it may seem to be too perfect to be true. Romance can flourish once you both accept your strengths and weaknesses. And your lucky numbers of a Pisces are 3, 19, 20, 38, 41, and 47. So there you go. I hope everyone has a great week. And that was a pretty good horoscope for you, my friend.
Oh, yeah. There's a book I am working on, and I know we've talked about this over the years, but everybody has a book in their head. And,
yes.
But most people don't ever get to finish it. But I'm trying to barrel on through, so maybe this is my lucky month.
What's the book about?
It's a book about Java network programming.
Ooh.
Survival manual for college students.
Sounds like a plan, Stan. All right, let's see. We've got a couple of weeks left before the new Windows 10 comes out, don't we?
Yes. Actually, only 9 more days for people who are part of the Windows Insider program. So they're going to be getting their update first. Microsoft still hasn't announced a firm timetable for when everybody who's not in the Insider program will get theirs. I did find out the hard way that I just missed the deadline for joining the Windows Insider program on one of my computers. So that one I'm just going to have to wait to upgrade. I have at least one computer that's eligible. It's funny, we were mentioning Stephen Hawking earlier because in the last couple of weeks, somebody mentioned that Stephen Hawking, Bill Gates, and a few other big names in science and technology have become technology pessimists lately. They felt that even though technology was good for us for a long time, we've passed this tipping point where technology has become destructive and it's actually not improving our life anymore. Some entire industries are getting wiped out, even more so than before by robots, including the textile industry.
Well, the textile industry was one of the first to go with automation because of the looms way back when that were used were so tedious. And I remember when my uncle, who invented the bulletproof vest, and he was one of the co-inventors of not Velcro, but Mylar.
Oh, yeah.
Way back when, when it went automated, this was a big boost to the textile industry, and I can see what's happening. Look what's happening with the banking industry because of the computers and automation. How many people were let go with the banks?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to give you a frightening set of numbers here.
Okay.
There are a couple of hacks that recently that we may get a chance to talk about, but we always are asking ourselves, what are these companies doing to kind of plug these security holes so that these attacks don't happen? I ran a piece of software, and I can share the name and address later if we decide to go that route, but I did a vulnerability scanner on my own home computer. This is just a home computer, nothing special, something that a lot of us have. And this software uncovered 6,567 high-risk vulnerabilities on my own computer.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and that doesn't even include the medium or low-risk vulnerabilities. So I was doing the math, and even if I decide to knock out 10 of those a night, it's still going to take me more than 3 years to go through that list. And by then there'll be new vulnerabilities that I haven't taken into account, don't exist yet, or haven't been uncovered yet. So when you're working against those numbers, it's really scary. Maybe we need to throw more people at the problem.
I agree, Corey. Have there been any major hacks in the last week that you're aware of?
There's been 2 gigantic ones. The first one was against CVS Pharmacy's photo division. Their website was hacked and photos were stolen. And over the years, I actually have known people that used to work for that division before they went to digital photography. And they used to tell me stories of the types of photos that customers would bring in. So there's at least some blackmail potential here.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
And wasn't there another one recently as well? I'm just trying to remember what it was.
There was one earlier today, at least announced earlier today. There is a website that they try to link up people that want to cheat on their spouses.
Yes. That's the one. What's it called? Ashley Madison. Yeah.
And with that one, I was able to find some early estimates of how they were able to do that. It looks like they did what's called an SQL or SQL injection attack, where they, through a very specific process, the hackers try to ferret out the actual databases of these companies. So they were able to steal a lot. And what they're saying is, if the owners of Ashley Madison don't take the website down completely, they're going to release the personal details, including credit card information of the users of the site.
Ouch. Hey, Corey, you and I have to take our final break, my friend. X Zone Nation, Corey K is our special guest, www.xzonetechzone.com. And you're listening to us around the world live on the X Zone Broadcast Network. Corey K and I will be back on the other side of this break. Don't go away. In the world today, most people want what is called the American dream. They want love, a family, a fancy car, and a nice home in a nice neighborhood. They also want a good job and money to travel to interesting places. Life is great because they have the American dream. But what happens to this dream if they hear they have a devastating illness like lung cancer? The doctor may tell them they need treatment immediately or they will be dead in 6 months. He tells them, you need surgery, and then you need chemotherapy to get better. When they get home, they think of many unanswered questions. They ask themselves, will I survive when so many of my friends with cancer have died? How will I deal with the pain, hair loss, nausea and vomiting, sore mouth, and other side effects of chemotherapy and pain of surgery? Will I be able to keep on working? What will happen to my family? Then they look at the internet and wonder, is there a better way to deal with lung cancer and return to my American dream? Carl Helvey can tell you yes, there is a better way. Carl Helvey is a registered nurse with a doctorate in public health and a 38-year lung cancer survivor. Carl was given 6 months to live when diagnosed, and he refused chemotherapy and surgery. Carl used alternative interventions. Those not only helped him overcome lung cancer, but also to remain cancer-free and healthy for over the past 36 years since recovery. In his book, You Can Beat Cancer Using Alternative Integrative Interventions, Dr. Helvey will tell you his story of using all-natural treatments for lung cancer and continuing to work during his treatment. Free of pain and discomfort, Carl will also share how he remained cancer and disease-free since then without chronic illnesses or prescribed medications. His story is supplemented with chapters by Dr. Bernie Siegel, Dr. Francesco Contreras, and Dr. James Forsyth, alternative integrative physicians, and Dr. Kim Dalzell and Tanya Harder-Pierce, health professionals. All have successfully helped others overcome cancer. Research presented by the alternative physicians on their treatments for lung cancer demonstrate a significantly higher long-term survival rate for lung cancer clients than those obtained by conventional doctors. In addition, their clients were free of or had reduced side effects. You Can Beat Lung Cancer Using Alternative Integrative Interventions by Dr. Carl Helvey is now available at all major book outlets and at www.beatlungcancer.net.